Thank you TokyoTreat and Sakuraco for sponsoring this video. More on them a little later. Sup everyone, welcome back to another video, and man oh man, Wuthering Waves. We've been talking about this for months. I think the first time I heard about it was over a year ago. It's finally here, and I'm here to share with you my honest thoughts about the game. And yeah, there's gonna be some comparisons to Genshin, but only because I want people who are watching this video right now who maybe have played Genshin to get a reference of what Wuthering Waves is like. So starting off from the very beginning, it's patch 1.0, and I gotta say Wuthering Waves is hitting the ground running. No, sprinting. This game is doing phenomenal. Now, I'm not gonna say there's been no issues, but how amazing is it to have a development team that is willing to communicate, listen, and take action? And when I say action, not only in the sense of correcting mistakes and patching the game, but also putting the players first. The compensations that we have been getting for the game has just been phenomenal. And yes, I know I've said in the past that Genshin developers, when the game first came out, was also very cooperative with the player base, but Kuro Games is doing it in a whole different way, and I really enjoyed. Now, looking at the game itself, Wuthering Waves has everything Genshin had, but I think they took it one step further. Now, I understand Wuthering Waves is released almost 4 years after Genshin's release, so you can't really blame Genshin. And what's amazing is that Genshin has left a blueprint towards success. If you just followed what Genshin did back in its 1.0 patch and improve upon it, it's almost impossible to fuck up. Not to mention, Honkai Star Rail has also took what Genshin did and improved upon it. So now Wuthering Waves, in my opinion, has developed even more on top of what Honkai Star Rail already did. Talking about the summon system, right now, it's great to see a gacha game that doesn't want to scam you with its weapon banners. So when it comes to its summons, I'm in full support of what Wuthering Waves has done here. The combat system has to be one of the best highlights for the game. It's taken what Kuro Games does best, which is flashy anime style, high octane combat, and pushed it beyond what I thought was possible for a mobile game for at least another 5 years. But the open world aspect of Genshin and the combat system of Punishing Grey Raven, phenomenal graphics and game fluidity. I think this is going to be a game that sticks with the players for quite a while. Just like our sponsor for this video. TokyoTreat is a monthly pop Japanese snack box where you will get up to 20 exclusive limited edition and seasonal flavored Japanese snacks. And Sakuraco is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that support local Japanese snack makers. Each box comes with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks. That includes traditional Japanese tea and tableware. This month's theme for TokyoTreat is Tokyo Snackation, and for Sakuraco, Tradition of Tokyo. TokyoTreat invites you to journey through Japan's exciting and colorful capital city of Tokyo, also the hometown of Tokyo Treats. This month's box is packed with delicious sweet and savory snack inspired by this famous city. Get ready to explore the metropolitan city inspired treats packed right into this snack box. And did you know Tokyo is not just a modern metropolis? It has a rich history that stretches back centuries. Sakuraco invites you to step back in time to Tokyo's Edo period and immerse yourself in timeless charm of traditional Tokyo by savoring authentic flavors from the city. This month's tea, we got the kuramame or black bean tea, and don't forget the Tokyo plate. My friends had the pleasure of snacking on this month's boxes. They did tell me that the tea paired very well with all the snacks they were able to eat. If you want your own TokyoTreat and Sakuraco box or want to gift this to friends and family, use my code through the link below for a discount. Thank you TokyoTreat and Sakuraco for sponsoring this video. One of the major feedbacks that I've heard some people give to the development team was that the game felt a little too easy back in the beta, and boy oh boy did they change that. The combat system with its complexity for a new player mixed with the difficulty right now it is to kind of bang on bosses has led this game to feel more challenging than Genshin did back in its day. And of course it's going to feel more challenging because the highlight of the combat system is its complexity and its ever-changing dynamic. Whereas yes, I'm not gonna say Genshin was easy, but it had its reaction system. But right now in Wuthering Waves, there's combos, there's team synergies, there's time framing, dodging, and it's just more engaging, in my opinion, to play Wuthering Waves combat system as opposed to Genshin's. Now, yes, I am comparing the two, even though they're two separate games, but I've also said in previous videos that for people who wanted a little more to chew on in terms of combat, could look towards Wuthering Waves. What also really draws you into the combat is its music. The music for some of the boss fights are just out of this world. It really makes you feel like you're part of the fight. You're not just a player controlling a character, but you are in it. Wuthering Waves combat system gives you very little time to react sometimes, so you're really having to be fully concentrated in the fight in order to try to pull off a sweet W. Whereas Genshin, there were characters where you can just press some buttons here and there and boom, bam, bum, the fight's done. Wuthering Waves combat system kind of reminds me of Final Fantasies in some way, but it also has its own charm. Finally, for people who want to make this a war about Genshin Impact versus Wuthering Waves, I just have a question for people. Like, why not both, right? Wuthering Waves is satisfying an itch for a player base that demands more complexity in its combat system, whereas Genshin Impact focuses more on the overall variety of a gacha IP. You have these lovable characters who have all sorts of things you can do with them. And yeah, the game is not that challenging, and I think nowadays people have come to terms with Genshin being more of a casual side game. Who's to say you cannot have Wuthering Waves and Genshin be played at the same time? Well, Genshin has a dry period. What about Wuthering Waves, right? As long as you keep it real and not overspend your time and money, I think both games can exist side by side to provide more entertainment for the gacha community. I don't understand why it has to be Genshin is better, Wuthering Waves is better. They're two completely different games. Wuthering Waves has taken what Genshin has done. Wuthering Waves has taken the success of Genshin and used its blueprints to improve upon their own formula. Like I said in the past, Genshin Impact has served as a pioneer in some sense to prove to the market that, hey, you can dump a lot of money into these gacha games and be rewarded tenfolds for the work that you've put in. You put out a great product into the market. It's not every day, people, that you have a company that's willing to spend this much time, effort, and resource to develop a game of this quality. So I think it's time for us to stop the debate between which is better and all just accept the fact that a new era of gacha open world RPG games has dawned upon us ever since Genshin's release back in 2020. And I think most people should be happy that Kuro Games has released, in my opinion, one of the first actual direct competition towards Genshin Impact. Because if there's no comparison, then there's no need for Genshin to step up their game. Honkai Star Rail belongs to HoYoverse, so I don't really count that as a competition. But now Kuro Games is finally stepping it up and providing HoYoverse a much needed competitor within the open world gacha RPG genre. I really look forward to what Wuthering Waves is able to provide for the community as well as their content updates. But all in all, I'm also curious what you guys think about this. I think this is a huge W for the player base, and I can't wait for more games like this to arrive on the market. But that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, urge you all to stay safe. Peace, bye bye.